Namaste and welcome to this brand new episode of our program, Guest in Town, Aditi Devo Bhava. We have our guest, Mr. Manoj Menon. He is the Senior Partner and Asia Pacific Managing Director of Frost and Sullivan. Let me welcome him. Welcome, sir. Welcome to Nepal. Welcome to Himalaya Television.
Oh, delighted to be here and very excited to have this opportunity to talk to you and be on the show.
Thank you so much for that. Can you please highlight something on this visit of yours? What kind of visit is this?
So, Frost and Sullivan has been working in Nepal since November last year, and we are very excited to be able to contribute to helping drive, growth, innovation, and leadership to help drive the future growth for Nepal. In this particular visit, we are organizing a growth opportunities briefing, wherein which we are hosting some senior leaders, both from the private sector as well as from the government sector in Nepal, to talk about growth opportunities that exist in Nepal. And this is going to be a live briefing for our global customers.
Okay.
So our global customers from around the world will get a very good understanding of what opportunities exist for them to invest in Nepal. We think Nepal has got so many avenues.
Foreign investors,
yeah. And we think there are many areas that Nepal needs the support of global companies. And there is not enough awareness about these growth opportunities, these business opportunities. So tomorrow is our first step to be able to educate the global customer base of Frost & Sullivan on what these opportunities are, how they can participate in it.
Before going to what can be done for the economic prosperity of Nepal, I would just want to know something on this Frost and Sullivan. What kind of company is this?
Yeah, Frost & Sullivan is a business consulting company. We were set up in 1961. Our primary objective is to help drive visionary innovation for our customers so that they can be at the cutting edge of driving growth, innovation, and leadership in their respective business arenas. We have a presence in about 45 cities around the world, in about 35 countries, and we are very excited now to be in Nepal because we see that there is a lot of emerging opportunities for global companies to participate and invest in supporting the economic development of Nepal in the coming years.
How do you analyze the overall, since you have been saying that just to know or explore the business opportunity in Nepal, how do you analyze the total scenario, total economic scenario, economic opportunities in Nepal? What kind of?
Correct. So, clearly there are a lot of areas where Nepal needs help, and Nepal is a land which is, I believe, a hidden secret. Nepalese economy has to undergo a huge transformation. Clearly, a couple of areas of opportunity. Infrastructure development in Nepal is a big opportunity. We need to develop the airport, you need to develop the roads, you need to develop the energy, the power infrastructure in this country. We need urban mobility solution. I can see that traffic, despite being a city, emerging city, we still have so many challenges with traffic. So there is tons of opportunity to drive and improve the lives of people in Nepal. And I think the global business community has a role to play in enabling and supporting that vision. So that clearly is one of the biggest growth opportunities that is available. There is a lot of global investment and aid money that is been put into this country which has not been fully leveraged. There are also budgets allocated to government departments that have not been fully leveraged. So we see that we can play an important role in helping people understand the opportunity, evaluate the opportunity, and in that process accelerate the economic development of the country.
Do you have some plans that how can we explore the business opportunity in Nepal, or how can we utilize the budget allocated by the government? Do you have some plan 1, 2, 3, like strategic plans and all?
Correct. So currently we are in, we do see that there are many initiatives across the various agencies in Nepal. There are plans to develop smart cities in Nepal. We think we can play an important role. We have worked with different government agencies around the world to develop the vision and blueprint for smart cities. So clearly that is an area and a huge growth opportunity. There are initiatives to develop special economic zones, and we have worked together with government agencies in other parts of the world to create the right platform, the right incentives, the right policy to drive foreign investment, to drive growth in the special economic zone. So that is another avenue for growth. The third area is in the area of seeing Nepal or using Nepal as a destination or a location to serve our global customers.
In what way?
So, for example, Frost & Sullivan, has now 4 global major centers of delivery, which is India, Poland, Malaysia, and Argentina. These are the 4 offshore, locations where we have global research teams that support the global growth aspirations of Frost & Sullivan. We have talent pools in these locations that support our global customer base. Right? We think Nepal has got a very young population, which is fairly literate. There is a growing population of people who are doing engineering and MBA degrees, and they are available at the right cost structures to help do research. So we are looking and exploring at the possibility of having Nepal as one of those locations to serve our global customer base. So we are doing some pilots today in terms of running certain global projects from Nepal.
Right. What kind of pilots? Can you please highlight some?
So we have some employees in Nepal now who are supporting global software companies to do research on their customer base so that they can have more effective account-based marketing solutions to target their customer base. So that is a pilot that we are currently running. And we are looking at how the outcomes, the quality of the talent that we can get. If the quality is good, then obviously we will accelerate and add more people. There are many other functions, especially functions in the back office that can be done in a back office location, and Nepal has the right cost structure to be able to support that. So that is another option that we are evaluating. So we are very excited that we could potentially have between 50 to 100 jobs in Nepal over the next 3 years if these pilots are successful.
What is your plan to attract those foreign investors to invest in Nepal?
Correct. I think the first job is to create awareness about what these opportunities are, what are the challenges and what the opportunities are. Right? So we are doing a small briefing tomorrow wherein we are inviting some government representatives as well as private sector representatives to talk about their learnings and the opportunities that exist in Nepal, and that is going out to a global audience. We are hosting another event in November here. We are hoping to bring some global customers here. We are hoping to share with you and the audience in Nepal as well as global what innovative ideas are there in other parts in emerging economies. We are hoping to bring a collaboration between the government, the private sector and global investor to discuss growth, innovation and leadership opportunities. Through that forum, we hope we'll be able to create greater global awareness of the opportunities that exist for investment in Nepal.
Can you please highlight some of the success stories of the developing countries?
Correct. So, there are many success stories. If you look at,
in the backdrop of, let's say, this Frost and Sullivan.
Yeah. So clearly, for example, we have a huge investment and we work very closely with the government in Malaysia, and it has worked extremely well for us. So Malaysia is a location for us to serve our entire Asia Pacific region. We have a large pool of people based there. And we have also worked together with the Malaysian government, the Malaysian Industrial Development Authority or MIDA, to help drive and attract foreign investment into Malaysia. And that has been something that we are very proud of, and the work that we have done there. We are also working with several other government agencies, for example, in Philippines, to develop the future roadmap for the business process outsourcing sector.
Right.
As we know, Philippines has done extremely well in the call center outsourcing industry, but that industry is under serious challenges now. We are making less and less of phone calls. We are using more social media and different forms of communication, and that is creating some pressure points on the traditional call center outsourcing industry. So Philippines needs to transform itself. So we're working together with them to help develop the blueprint of what the future outsourcing.
What about in India?
We are working in several government projects in India. We are involved in developing certain trade-related policies, frameworks. We are involved in the Make in India initiative, that is being championed by the Narendra Modi government. So we have been involved in some of the promotional activities of this particular initiative as well. So we hope to bring that global expertise. We are also working in Botswana, we are working in South Africa. We hope to bring the combined capabilities and expertise of our global team to an emerging market like Nepal.
Like Nepal. You have seen the opportunities and ample of opportunities in Nepal, but still it is said that we are in a political transition phase.
Correct.
Till today. Do you think that this our country has been able to give the ample of space, ample of environment to explore new businesses, to expand the business, for the growth, for the innovation, or for the, let's say, for the leadership? Do you
Correct.
see that or not?
Clearly, the lack of political stability has been a big challenge to the growth of Nepal. But I think this question has been asked time and again.
Right.
What will drive the future growth? I think it is to do with strong leadership, and not necessarily the leadership has to only come from the political arena. The leadership can come from the private sector. The leadership can come through NGO agencies. So it can come through different facets, and it is not necessary that we need leadership from the political arena to drive the future growth.
Don't you think that politics will hamper the overall economic scenario?
Yes.
Since what kind of policy they will draft, this all is going to affect the economic environment.
Absolutely. Politics and governments have an important role to play in facilitating and accelerating the growth of economic development. But we are faced with this challenge that we have we have had about in the last 21 years, 26 governments. So we have had so many different governments here in this country. So we are dealing with that. We cannot change that. So we got to look at, how do we overcome that? And the good news is, I see the internet and IT technology having a profound impact and helping us overcome some of these challenges. The digital economy, we are in the midst of the digital transformation, and it is a great leveler, because suddenly you have now people in Nepal have access to global education. The best global education from the best universities in the world is available today, as long as you have an internet connection. The power of digital technologies is that it can help us solve some of the world's biggest problems. It takes away, in the past, you were always limited by your ability to learn about the global marketplace. I think that is going away. I think I'm a big believer that these digital technologies will take away the challenges that maybe a particular lack of political stability that it has slowed down. We will see more entrepreneurism show up, and we will see entrepreneurs leveraging the power of the internet to solve problems. It will not happen overnight. It may take 4 or 5 years.
Time, right?
Yeah, but we are seeing the power of that in India.
But still, there are so many places that we have not been able to reach the internet access. Do you
Correct.
think that every citizen has been able to get that access, or
I think
is going to create some problem in this?
Currently, we have maybe connectivity or internet access with about 40% of the population, right? But big companies in the world, the Googles, the Facebooks of this world, are very, very determined to play an important role in making sure that internet is available to every single person on this planet. And I think we are seeing unbelievable innovation happening in technology that is lowering the cost of deployment of the infrastructure, as well as very creative business models that companies are going to use to deliver services so that even citizens need not pay for the cost of the internet.
So maybe because of this digital market, political hamper or the effect of political is quite negligible.
It is not negligible, but we will have to overcome it. There is no point fighting over something that we do not have control on. We would rather focus on things that we have an ability to
some
control.
Example regarding this, that political instability has not affected the economic scenario.
See, I look at the new age companies, the new age companies like Uber, right? They were not regulated, yet they created powerful new digital value propositions, and they moved so fast that regulators had to adopt and adapt to the needs of these companies. So governments are lagging behind to cope up with the value proposition that these new age companies are offering. Their value proposition is so compelling that despite them not following regulations, we are willing to work with them simply because they are providing incredible new value to customers. Right? I think that same power will exist when you start working with these digital technologies.
Right.
So we will see entrepreneurs coming up with brilliant ideas, which I believe governments will be too slow to react, and they will not be able to catch up. And yet the power and the power of that compelling new idea will force people to adopt them, leverage them, because that will benefit greater success and growth for the economy.
Today, in today's world, lots of entrepreneurs comes, they emerge, they come, they do business in the market, and they won't be able to stand still, or let's say they will be unsuccessful.
Yes.
What is the major reason behind this?
I think you need to fail, and I think many successful entrepreneurs have said that you need to fail fast, and that is what maybe Asia has to learn. While you need good infrastructure, a good internet infrastructure to succeed in some of these new global markets with new global technologies, one of the big requirements to be successful is a culture of innovation. And a culture of innovation needs us to celebrate failure. In many parts of Asia...
Can you please define innovation? What does that mean? How do you define innovation?
Innovation is the ability to create new value, by delivering a product or a service to create new value for the ecosystem that we participate in.
Can a native product be a new innovation for the global market or not?
Absolutely. Innovation is not limited to a product. We always think and focus innovation on a product, but the reality is the sustained value is created through business model innovation more than product innovation. So while we say product innovation, yes, product innovation is important, but people copy products very quickly, right? But differentiation and sustained value creation happens through business model innovation. McDonald's is not innovator of the burger, but what McDonald's innovation was the ability to pick up food fast in a cost economic manner, on a consistent manner around the world. Clean food fast, served in a consistent manner with the same user experience around the world.
So local product also can be a good innovation in the global market,
provided it is applied correctly. I think business model innovation is where we should be spending our time and energies on. Majority of companies in this world focus a lot of their time and effort on product innovation, but the sustained value creation is in business model innovation, and we need to start putting our efforts to understanding business models and changing business models and integrating them. That is what drives success. If you look at the most successful companies of this world, the Googles of this world, the Amazons of this world, the Ubers of this world, they are doing a lot with business model innovation. They are innovating the way value is created and delivered to customers. Many services are offered for free in return for information of the customers. Right? So that is a business model in innovation imperative.
How do you analyze the trend of innovation in South Asian countries?
I think we are
Sri Lanka, Bangladesh, India, or Nepal.
Yeah, we are seeing some business model innovation. We are not seeing enough of product innovation, simply because product innovation is really driven by technology, right? And we need to invest a lot more in core technologies and be able to have commercialization of the core technologies and foster greater public-private partnership between the research institutions, the private sector, as well as the government, to be able to create that culture. That exists very well in the US, and therefore you see some breakthrough innovations all coming out of the US. So we don't see as much product innovations in this part of the world, but we definitely see a lot more business model innovations happening in this part of the world.
In South Asian part of
in South Asian part of the world. We have seen the concept of microfinancing emerge in this part of the world. We have seen some outstanding innovations in India where surgeries are done at very, very low cost, and the success rate of those surgeries are far greater than some of the best hospitals in the world. So I think the the constraints that are placed on the environment have enabled us to create and drive that innovation in our business. So I would like to think we will see more of it, but we need to invest more. We need to invest more in core technology so that we can have that differentiated and competitive advantage over a period of time.
What is your expectation from Nepal?
I would be very thrilled if we can contribute in some way to creating some very exciting jobs in Nepal, and in some way for people in Nepal to do global work. That would be very
going to affect the employment sector in Nepal.
So while we are, we will employ maybe between 50 to 100 employees in the next couple of years. If we are successful, I think we will inspire a lot more companies around the world to come and leverage and benefit from the growth of Nepal. We have done that in India. We started doing work from India for our global customers very early in 1998, and we were one of the pioneers, and we saw many other companies follow and did extremely well. Many of them did even much better than us. Right?
Do you have some expectation from the government level in Nepal?
Our expectation is more to be able to work together with them to accelerate the pace at which they are doing things. I believe everybody has ideas on what needs to be done. Where we are failing is on execution.
Right.
And we are hoping to leverage the strength of Frost & Sullivan and its global network, as well as its local team that we have assembled, to help with the execution of all the ideas that already exist in the system. Some of these ideas can be enhanced by picking up on the capabilities we have globally, but I believe execution is the answer.
You expect of the execution of the policy, what the government of Nepal formulate, right?
Yeah, it is execution of the policies. We have ideas and we have budgets in place, but we don't seem to be able to utilize them fully and make this happen in time. We think we can play a role in it. We have strong project management teams to support it. We have innovative perspectives from around the world that we think we can leverage to help drive and do these things in a very different way to deliver business outcomes, both for government as well as for the private sector.
Right.
Yeah.
I think we are running out of time. If you have something to share with our government and our people, youngsters of Nepal, you are free to.
I think we are living in a very extraordinary times because technology is changing so many different aspects. There are many strengths that Nepal has. Nepalese people have worked around the world and they are trusted around the world, and it has created such huge economic impact in terms of remittances every year. Right? But that is going to change. Human capital. That is going to change, because what we see is in the next decade, many of these jobs will be taken away by technology. Technology will do it more easily with a lesser cost structure. But the core value proposition of the Nepalese human capital has been trust. So how do I leverage that trust? How do I transform what Nepal has to do with trust to be able to sell and deliver to the rest of the world? So that, I believe, is a very compelling value proposition. Second, such a beautiful country, and it is
lots of opportunity.
Lots of opportunity with so little tourists. I think that is clearly an opportunity that can be tapped simply by boosting and developing the infrastructure. A third one is we need to create a land of job creators rather than job seekers. Entrepreneurs, and maybe we need to do everything to be able to support that. I think those would be the maybe top 3 messages.
For the youth to become an entrepreneur, what is your line?
I think they need to have a global perspective. We start off always thinking we want to do this in Kathmandu or we want to do this in Nepal. I think in today's environment, we need to start by thinking global. We don't have enough example of Nepalese companies thinking global. There are companies, even smaller countries like Singapore, operate global companies. Malaysia operates global companies. So why don't we have enough Nepalese companies thinking global? Right? I think that is an opportunity.
About this, don't you think that Nepal, remaining between the 2 economic giants, India and China, is not been able to develop? What might be the reason behind?
I think everybody knows it and everybody talks about the lack of political stability. But I think it's time to put that excuse behind us and look at saying how can we contribute to leveraging the strength of these two big giants. Both economies who are now, both of them, despite the global economic slowdown, both these are the fastest growing economies in the world.
Right.
So, Nepal has an important role to play. How can it identify that opportunity and play its role to support both these economies as well as the global economies? There is no reason why Nepal cannot be successful.
Well, thank you so much, sir, for your time and your valuable opinions.
Thank you.
So much, sir.
Thank you. Excellent.
Thank you so much, the audience, for your time as well. Do stay with us for more news and entertainment packages. Keep watching Himalaya Television. Namaste.